Good evening, my brothers and sisters. How are you doing this evening? Come on in, come on in, come on in. It's dinner time. Come on, get some of this good soul food. It's good for your soul, my brothers and sisters. I hope that you all have been doing well for this over the hump day. I hope that you all had an enjoyable day. Your brother Tony is in the house and he got some good soul food for you. I hope that you're hungry for this good soul food because it will be very nutritional for your mind, your will, and your emotions, my brother and sister. How you doing, Sister Monica Kim? Monica Kim has sat down at the dinner table. Can you hear me clearly, sister? Let me know. Can you hear me clearly before I get into this broadcast? Can you hear me clearly? Let me know. Say yes or give me a thumbs up if you could hear me. Let me know, let me know, let me know. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We got some good soul food tonight, my brothers and sisters, and I hope that you enjoy it. I hope that I don't have no technical difficulties because these past few days where I live at, we've been having a little storm coming through. So I'm just giving you this. We've been having a storm, so I'm going to try to get through this, and I hope that you all be able to consume this good soul food. For those of you, this might be your first time looking at this particular broadcast. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Tony M. Toomer, and I talk on relationships. I talk on relationships from a spiritual point of view. When I say a spiritual point of view, I believe strongly that God created the man and the woman for one another. When we look at the book of Genesis, before I said Genesis, how you doing, my little sister Rhonda Renee? How you doing, Sister Flo? How you doing, Sister Linda? How you doing, Sister Cheryl? Welcome to tonight's dinner table. Now back to my intro. If this is your first time, my name is Tony M. Toomer, and I'm about to give you some good soul food. I hope that you are hungry. Hungry Jack, baby. Now, I believe strongly that God had a unique relationship with the man Adam. Secondly, he had a unique relationship with the woman Eve. Thirdly, God presented the woman Eve to Adam, and in the presence of God, the man Adam said, "Bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, I shall call her woman, because she came from man." Now, if you believe in any other type of relationship, my brother and sister, you have what is called a free will. You can do whatever you choose to do, but if you sit at tonight's dinner table, I'm going to feed you with some spiritual food from the book of Genesis, where I get the origin from the relationship between a man and a woman, and that's from God's point of view. I'm coming from God's point of view, okay? Not from Tony, but from God's point of view. Now, with that said, for tonight's topic at the dinner table, my brothers and sisters, we are going to talk about how long are you going to be someone's option? How long are you going to be someone's option? I hope that I'm not talking to any of you brothers or sisters. I hope that you're not no one option, because brothers, you are the sons of God, and sister, you are the daughters of God. So I hope that I'm not talking to you. Don't come to me say, let me know that you are somebody option. You don't have no right to be no option. You deserve the top of the line when it comes to a relationship, my brother. When it comes to relationship, my sister, you deserve the top of the line. Do not settle, my brothers. Do not settle, my sister, to be no one's option. Now, unfortunately, there's a possibility in your past, brother and sister, or in my past, you thought that you was an option, or you felt like you was an option. If you thought that you was an option, or you felt that you was an option, more than likely you were an option. Okay, more than likely you were an option. Now, my brothers and sisters, when it comes to being in a serious, committed, and covenant relationship, you cannot go by your gut feeling. You know how some people say, I had this gut feeling, and I just went on my gut feeling. Don't go by your gut feeling, my brothers and sisters. You must utilize what is called your discernment, because if you find yourself not using your discernment, but if you go by your gut feeling, your natural feeling, the natural man or the natural woman, your head is going to explode and your heart is going to sink. Okay. Now tonight at tonight's dinner table, we are about to roll into this particular topic. How long are you going to be someone's option? Now, what does the word option mean? We have a sense of what the word option means, but let's go to the dictionary. Now, when we go to the dictionary, the word option is defined as one thing that can be chosen or a set of possibilities. Listen to what it is now. The word option, as defined by the dictionary, is one thing that can be chosen, and more than likely it won't be you, or set a possibility. You never want to be one thing of choice, and you don't want to be lined up with a group of people where there's possibility. You, my brother, and you, my sister, you need to know your position when it comes to a relationship. I'm strictly talking based to my single brothers and sisters. How you doing, Brother Joel? You understand, my brother and sister? Now, there are some of you that are, I need to say this. I need to say two things. I got a little rain over here, so I hope my reception stay up. Secondly, those of you that are on the book, when I make comments to those on the tube, you might not see their names and stuff, but I will call out their names, and vice versa. Those of you that are on the tube, when I talk to someone on the book, you might not see their name. So I talk on two different platforms. So I got to put that out there. So you all won't be looking and saying, who Tony talking to? I don't see that person's name. I don't see what that person say. I'm talking on two different platforms. I'm live on two different platforms. Now, since that's out of the way, my brothers and sisters, being someone's option is a very eerie feeling that no man or no woman should experience in life. But unfortunately, some of us probably have experienced being an option. Basically, my brother and sister, when it comes to an option, a man or a woman really cares about someone when it comes to an option. However, that man or woman does not get the same in return. This brings us to the golden rule. And what is the golden rule? Many of you all know about the golden rule. The golden rule, it is written in Luke 6:31. Luke 6:31. Luke 6:31. Luke 6:31. Jesus is doing the talking, and Jesus laid down the golden rule. This is what Jesus said. God's Son, Jesus Christ, our Lord, the Master. The Master said that do unto others as you will want them to do unto you. That's what Jesus said. Do unto others as you will want them to do unto you. That means, brother and sister, do not mislead no one. Sister, don't mislead no men. Brothers, don't mislead no women. Because you, brother, you don't want no woman to mislead you. And vice versa, sister, you don't want no man to mislead you. Now, my brothers and sisters, when it comes to a relationship, brothers and sisters, you can't go again by your gut feelings. You have to use what I said, your discernment. Now, what is gut feeling defined as? When we look in the dictionary again, gut feeling is defined as instincts or intuition. You know how some women say, I had to go by my intuition. And some of you guys, you might say, I had to go by my instinct. Throw that out tonight. You do not go by your instincts, and you do not go by your intuition. You know, it's part is, and how you doing, brother? I mean, how you doing, mother? And how you doing, Sister Linda? Welcome to tonight's dinner table. Now, when it comes to the gut feeling, I said that it's the intuition or it's the instinct. And immediately or basic feeling or reaction without logical rationale. See, you're going strictly by your feeling and you're not going by the logistics or what's in front of you. Whereas discernment, my brothers and sisters, it is defined as the quality of being able to grasp and comprehend what is observed we're not absurd, but obscure, and you have to be able to use your you have to be able to perceive what's going on around you. But what you really need to know, my brother and sister, you need to go by what is called spiritual discernment. You only get spiritual discernment, my brother and sister, from God himself. Spiritual discernment do not come from this world, because this world is ran basically on Satan agenda, and you go basically by your five senses. You need something deeper than your five senses, and this is spiritual discernment. But in order to get spiritual discernment, you first have to get wisdom, okay? And you get this from God. How do you get this? You see, first of all, God has to set you apart. You're in the world, but you're not of the world. You understand it, my brother and sister? You're in the world, but you're not of the world. Now, spiritual discernment in a Christian's life, my brother and sister, it is the ability to separate what is good and evil, true and falsehood, or that which is foolish. Now, my question to you, my brother and sister, again, when it comes to wisdom, where do you get it from? You get it from God himself, as it is written in James 1:5. James 1:5, James 1:5, and I'm reading from God's word. It say, if any of you lack wisdom, let him ask God, who gives to all of us liberally and without reproach, and it will be given to him. But let him ask in faith and without doubt. For he who doubts is like a wave of the sea, driven to and fro by the wind. So when you ask God for wisdom, my brother and sister, in life in general, but we'll talk about a relationship, you have to ask him in faith. And what is faith? Faith is the substance of things hoped for, evidence of things not seen. Now, how do you know your option? We're going to list some things tonight, and we're going to discuss some things tonight, my brother and sister, you may be able to identify, because there's a possibility. Now, we are here. Now, I could tell you this. You know, I would tell you some stuff, my brother and sister. I have been the victim in my young, foolish, sinful days of being an option. I must admit. You see, I have to come out first so some of you all could be comfortable, so you all can come out. Because I know some of you all saying, I'm not going to raise my hand first. I ain't never been nobody option, but I'm raising my hand. I knew that I was somebody option. Who out there will raise their hands? Will you raise your hand, brother? Have you ever been an option? Sister, have you ever been an option? I will say, when I was younger, I have been in the role of an option. I seen it, but when I seen it, I didn't want to see it. I seen the red flag, but I tried to ignore the red flag, but it was right in front of me. You know why it was right in front of me? Because I was not using discernment. And at that particular time, I was not following God wholeheartedly. So I was following the ways of the world, or you could say I was doing the carnal things. What is a carnal man, or what is a carnal woman? A carnal man or a carnal woman is a man or woman that is saved, but you don't really know that they're saved, not based on their lifestyle. So at that particular time, I was in a carnal position. It's between being a natural man, it's between being a spiritual man, and it's about playing both ways. But we know that God don't like for us to, to play the middle, because Jesus said in Revelation, I don't like you playing the middle. You know what Jesus said? Jesus said, he wants you hot or cold. So I was trying to play lukewarm, and Jesus do not play lukewarm. Sister Monica said, I was married in someone option. I decided to divorce him. Sister Flo said, wisdom come from God. Brother Joe said, how you doing, Brother Tony? I'm doing excellent, blessed with a twist of serenity, brother. Cheryl, better go by the Spirit. Amen. So we get more into it. Now, we're going to discuss tonight at the dinner table some points of whether or not you was an option. Number one, you made all the contact. You was making all the contact. What do I mean by that? You brother, you sister, you were doing all the calling. You were doing all the texting, but well, if I'm talking old school, you were doing most of the calling, okay? You were doing most of the calling, but now we get to the texting and email. So we're going to go ahead and throw the texting and email in present tense. You doing all the calling. We're talking present tense. You doing all the calling. You doing all the texting, and you doing all the emails. Basically, you reaching out. You are the active party, and that man or that woman is not calling you. That man or woman is not texting you. That man or woman is not emailing you. He or she may respond to it, but you are doing all the leg work. That's the number one way that you could tell that you're someone option. Because if you were not that man or woman option, he or she would do it sometimes too. How you doing, Sister Bree? Welcome to the Tonight Dinner Table. Number two, to tell whether or not you are someone's option. You are the one that expressed that you want to spend quality time with that man or that woman. You the one who I was saying, when we're going to spend time together. I want to spend some quality time with you. That man or that woman rarely say he or she want to spend time with you. And let me tell you this, if you're the one that always begging to spend time with that person, or you begging for that person to come spend time with you, you have a sense with your discernment, not your feeling, because discernment are facts. Feeling or jewelry. You're not going by your feeling. You're not going by your intuition and all that kind of stuff, your gut feeling. You going by discernment. Your discernment should say, why is it that I'm the one who asking him or her to spend time with me? Why am I the one that always saying, can I come see you? Can I come be with you? And he or she is not even making no effort to be with you. Number three, that man or that woman put you on a schedule. That man or that woman put you on a schedule. It's never on your schedule. It's on his or her schedule. And sometimes, let me tell you this, some of these men and some of these women, they have to say, let me get back with you. And some have the audacity to say, let me check my schedule. When a man or woman tell you, let me get back with you, when a man or woman tell you, let me check your schedule, they letting you know now they're trying to make sure that that other man or that other woman is not going to hear, I see you later. They're going to make sure, more than likely, if somebody have to get back to you and put you on a schedule, I'm telling you, there's someone else that got that man or woman's attention. More than likely, that man or woman is in a relationship with another person, or that man or woman is running after someone. While you running after them, they're running after someone. And they're going to make everything clear for a clear landing for that other man or other woman. You are an option. If that man or woman put you on the schedule, let me tell you this to my brother and sister. If you call that person, and let's say you want to plan a date, what today is? Today is Wednesday. In 2 days, it'll be Friday. Let's say you want to have a date on Friday, and you call that person or you text that person and say, hey, let's get together Friday and do a movie or a dinner, something like that. And that person respond back to you and say, well, let me get back with you. It's 2 days. Tonight is Wednesday. While I'm talking to you, brother and sister, tonight is Wednesday. 2 days from now, that person got to wait to get back with you on Friday. You see, that man or that woman is playing with your time. Let me tell you something, my brother and sister. This is what I learned. My little sister Rhonda Renee said, everyone plays the fool sometime. Yeah. The main ingredients on that song, no exception to the rule. That's right, little sister Renee. Everybody plays the fool. And I played the fool once upon a time in my life. But let me tell you this, my brother and sister. Like I'm saying, tonight is Wednesday, with over the hump day. You mean to tell me that man or that woman cannot let you know nothing tonight. You know why he or she don't want you to know nothing tonight? Because you're not top of that man or woman's priority. Somebody else have more priority than you. So always know it's someone else. It's always someone else. Because if it's anything else, more than likely that man or woman may tell you. But if they be vague and they have to get back with you, I'm going to give you some education, not education, but some education. Let me tell you what your brother Toomer used to do. When I got to the point when I was single and I would ask a woman out to, if I ask a woman, do you want to get together and hang out? If a woman ever told me this, if she ever say, let me get back with you. If she say something like, I don't know, call me back. If a woman did any of that flaky stuff, you know what? I didn't call her back. I went to what is called plan B. Some of you single brothers and some of you single sisters, you're not married to no one. If you're not engaged to no one, always remember this. Go to plan B. Why are you going to wait tonight, Wednesday, and you want to know something for Friday? Why are you going to wait till Friday and that person get back with you and say, can we get a rain check? Or can we do this another time? And you done put yourself on hold for a zero. So I'm telling you, single brothers and sisters, I'm not telling you to be no player. So don't be coming up here and saying, Tony trying to tell us to be players. I'm not telling you to be no player. But if you single, you're not committed to no one but Jesus. And I told you all, when you date with purpose. You don't date just to have fun. You date with purpose. Now you could have fun while you dating with purpose, but don't ever, or as Andre 2000 say from Outkast, never ever be an option to someone. Let that man or woman get back to you. Number 4, you need to remember this, brother and sister. You are not a ATM machine. This go for you, sister, especially you brothers. You are not a ATM machine. How you doing, Sister Teresa? Welcome to tonight's topic. We're talking about how long are you going to be someone's option. Teresa, I hope you ain't never been nobody's option before. But if you have been an option, Teresa, like my little sister Rhonda Renee said, everyone plays the fool sometime. No exception to the rule. But anyway, back to the story. Sister, you are not an ATM machine for no broke man that living with his mama. You are not no ATM machine, sister, with a man living with another woman. You're not an ATM machine with somebody that living in the boarding house. You're not no ATM machine, sister, for a man he might have his own place and he might be doing his own thing, but why does he have to come to you? Why does he have to always reach out to you for money? Why does a grown man, have to keep wait for you, sister, to give him some money or support him financially? Now, you brothers, I'm talking you brothers too. Why do you feel compelled to get her hair done? Why do you feel compelled to get her nails done? Why do you feel compelled to pay her mortgage and all that kind of stuff? You're not married to her, brother and sister. You're not married to them. And the only thing they look at you as, you are, what these bank? Wachovia. What another bank? A Bank of America. They look at you like that. Or they might look at you like you the central bank of the world. You are not an ATM machine. Some of you brothers and sisters, stop going in your pocket because you know better. You have a sense, your discernment saying every time he or she call me, they want money. They always want money. And they always coming up with a sob story. I'm in a jam. I need your help. And they will even lie to you and say, loan me this to Friday. When Friday comes, they don't call you. They don't text you. until they need some more money. And then when they need some more money, they'll call you and say, hey, this emergency came out, I need some money. Then you'll say something like, well, I loaned you this other money and you ain't pay me back. Then you say, wait, I'm sorry. What I do, I double up and I pay you back with interest. And they lying again. And some of you brothers and sisters, you got a long tab of a man, sister, or a woman, brother, that keep coming to the ATM machine. They don't even make no deposit in your life, but they always withdrawing. I like that. They always make a deposit into they always making a withdrawal without a deposit. Yeah, that's what I meant. They make withdrawals, no deposit. You keep loaning them some money. Let me tell you something, my brother and sister. If you were an officer of the bank and someone come to you and they say, I need a loan, you're going to check that person out before you get a loan, right? You're not just going to let nobody off the streets that come in and say, loan me some money. You're not going to do that. So my brother and sister, you act like you running a bank. When a man or woman come to you and you are not in a serious, committed, and covenant relationship with them, you're not an ATM machine. That's what I'm telling you. One of the worst things you brothers and sisters could do is call yourself loaning or giving money to someone that pretend to like you. If you ever noticed that some of these people, they be all real giggling, or they be all like they in a good mood. They'll call you or something like that. But I'm talking about that part a little later. And they try to feel you out to see how to ask you. You could tell when somebody calling you and trying to feel you out so they can know how to formulate a question, right? Don't do it. Don't be nobody option, my brother and sister. Number 5, he or she reach out to you only when he or she needs or wants something. That goes along with number 4. What do they need or what do they want? Besides money, what else do they need? Let's see what else they need. They need a ride somewhere, right? They need a ride somewhere. Let's see what else they want. They want you to buy something for them. They say they need or want for an event, or it's some type of lust that they got they want you to buy. What else do they want and need? They want some sex from you. Yeah, they want some sex from you. And I could go on and on and on. Remember, from number 1, you be making all the contact. You do all the calling, the text, and the email. They may respond, but they never make the initiative. But now they make the initiative because they need to want something from you. You are awesome. But guess what? They're not investing no time in you, brothers and sisters. No time. Number 6, he or she doesn't respond to you in a sensible way because they always come up with excuses. For example, let's say, and I have said this before, let's say, my brother and sister, this person spent time with you and that person has a cell phone, right? And you sitting right by him or her. They got a cell phone, right? And you notice this. Every time that phone vibrate, he or she look at it real quick. It's right by them, and they look at it real quick. And then they go ahead and start responding back while you trying to talk to them. Okay? They responding back. Or you and that person together and the phone ring, and they look at it and they quickly get on the phone. No matter what y'all talking about, then they want to talk on the phone to someone. Now, remember this. I have talked about this before. Look how quick he or she responds to text messages and calls in front of you. But when it's your turn, when you call or when you text, he or she doesn't respond that quick. But he or she always coming up with excuses. And one of the excuses was, and I told some of you brothers and sisters about this, anytime a man or woman tell you, I was busy, that's a red flag. It doesn't take that long to respond to a text, and it doesn't take that long to pick up the phone and say, hey, I'm doing this right now. Let me get back to you. That's courtesy, right? But what do I mean? They call you back hours and hours into the night. Or they may wait till the next day and they'll ask you a stupid question like, did you call me? They seen your number on their phone. Or I just seen your text. I just noticed your text. That's right, Sister Bree and Sister Flo. These are red flags. Don't believe that. A key word is I was busy. Or they'll come up with all kinds of other excuses to not respond to you in a respectable or sensible way, my brothers and sisters. Number seven. He or she always appear to be bored around you. They always appear to be bored around you. And when they appear to be bored around you, they would take out their telephone and play little games on their phone, or be returning texts and all that. You right there in front of them. It's bad, my brothers and sisters. Let's say, for example, you go out to eat dinner, right? You go out to eat dinner, and while you trying to have a one-on-one dinner quality time, he or she is on the cell phone, and you sitting right in front of them. They having more communication on the telephone than you. You are an option. Because if you were not an option, they will make time, even if they look at the phone. It ain't nothing wrong with them looking at the phone. Like if they get a text message, ain't nothing wrong with like pick it up, look at it, and say, instead of yourself, I'll get back to that later. Or if it's a call, I'll get back to that later, unless you know it's an emergency. Most of the time when a man or woman get a text or a call, it's not no pressing emergency. Majority of the time it's not. Sometimes it is, but majority of the time it's not. You can always get back to, he or she can always get back to those other people, my brothers and sisters, because that's your time. Your time, remember that. And you got to demand that. I'm going to tell you this, some of you brothers and sisters, if you are out with a man or woman, like at a restaurant, and time he or she start playing with their phone, what you need to do, you need to call them to the carpet right now. You need to say, look, we're having dinner, and you need to put that phone away, because this is our quality time. You can get back to that later. This is our time. And you see, if they try to flip it on you and stuff, say, listen to what he or she say. And once he or she say that the Declaration of Independence or the preamble or the Gettysburg Address, if they say all of that, wait till they get finished and say, look, I still maintain that you and I are here together, and that call or that text, you ain't got to do all that interaction. You could do that later. You got to, like Barney Fife used to say, nip it. What he used to say, what Barney Fife used to say on the Andy Griffith Show, Barney Fife with that one bullet in the gun, he used to say, nip it in the bud. So brother and sister, you have to nip it in the bud when you're out with someone, because if you don't, he or she is showing you that you are what? You are an option. Number 8, when you and that person go out, this is a very key thing. Listen up to this, my brother and sister. Listen up very carefully. If you and that person go out on a date, and let's say you live in the same city, you're in the same city, but if you're in the same city and he or she have to go way out, and you in the same city and they got to go way out, why do you think they got to go way out? Because they don't want somebody to see you. They don't want nobody to see you, so word could get round to the main man or the main woman. You all got to be checking this out. Let's say, for example, let me give you a hypothetical. Let's say that you are in Atlanta. When I say Atlanta, let me specify what I mean by Atlanta. Let me specify. A lot of people that live outside Atlanta, when they get by Tango Outlet Mall going north or outside of Atlanta, they say that they claim Atlanta. So some of you people that do not live in Atlanta, let me tell you what a lot of people do that do not stay in Atlanta. Because see, Atlanta itself is Fulton County. That's the real, that's the little hub, that's Fulton County. All that other stuff, that's surrounding Atlanta. But if, like, there's this place called Tanger Outlet Mall. It's in Locust Grove, and it's closer to Macon. When you get by Locust Grove, those people start saying, I stay in Atlanta. Some of you, wherever you all stay, you all may experience that stuff. But what I'm saying, let's say you stay in Fulton County or wherever you stay at, and that person stay in Fulton County. Why does that person have to go way to Stockbridge and stuff like that just to go out with you? Why they have to do that? You know why they have to do that? Because there is a Mr. or a Mrs. around. They don't want to run into people that more than likely gonna know who they are. So I'm telling you, my brother and sister, if a person cannot take you someone real locally, it's a reason why they can't do it. You are an option. You are not number one in that man's or woman's life. You are an option. You think that person just taking you way out there just to say, I need to get I need to experience a new surrounding. They don't want people close by in the city to be able to ID you. They don't, especially they don't want to run into Mr. or Mrs. When I said Mr. or Mrs., Teresa say, that's right, I used to live in Decatur. So Teresa, you know what I'm talking about. Even people in Decatur, Georgia, they would say, I live in Atlanta. Even though Decatur is close to Fulton County, they would do it. That's the outside of Atlanta, okay? That's the outside little part of Atlanta, okay? They got a name for that. Because what I'm telling you, you see, Atlanta got their own city government. Decatur got their own city government. Stockbridge have their own city government. And all Lithonia have their own city government. All those little places, they have their own city government. So they're telling you they are not part of it. I'm just letting you know how some of these people roll when they want to claim stuff. So don't believe everything you hear. But what the point is, whenever they have to take you way out, you are an option. They don't want to be seen with you. If a person does not mind being seen with you, y'all could go somewhere local. Now, I'm talking to some of you brothers and sisters right now. I'm talking to some of you all right now. If you planning on going out with someone, Sister Flo said, yeah, Louisville, Georgia. Yeah, they'll go away from Fulton County and go to Louisville, Georgia. Or they will say, let's go to Savannah. Let's go to Savannah. Ain't nothing wrong with Savannah. They would say, let's go to Savannah. Now, they stay in Fulton County. They go way to Savannah. At that point, they said, we ain't nobody's not going to see us now because we're going way to Savannah, Georgia. But guess what? This world is large, but yet small. This world, again, is large, but yet small. But check this out. Check this out. You go down to Savannah. Thank you, Ryan Mindful. Thank you for the little contribution. I really appreciate it. You didn't have to do it, but I appreciate anything. Even if it's 1 penny, I get 1 penny more than I got now. I appreciate that. I really do. God knows I appreciate that. They'll go down to Savannah. And then you know what? When they go down to Savannah, they're going to see somebody from Fulton County that they know. And the person that they see from Fulton County going to know that they with somebody else. Because they know the person that they live with or playing house with or go with up in Fulton County. So you are an option. Number 9, he or she spend more time with his or her family and friends than you. You ever notice that there are some men and women, you even see them on Facebook, you see them in other places, but you wonder why you're not a part of it. And they even come and tell you stuff like, I'm going to go on this trip with my family. I'm going to go on this trip with my boys. I'm going fishing with my boys. Or I'm going on a girl trip with my girls. and you see them all on social media. They seem like they have a good time and stuff. You might see them with a group of people. Some of you sisters, you may see that man holding up a fishing pole with his boys, right? I want to tell y'all something about that. And some of you men, you may see her on the beach or something with her girlfriend, girl trip, right? Jamaica, Winston, Stella. You might see all of that, right? But let me tell you something. Let me give you a clue. Let me give you a clue. If a man, most of the time, check this out, sister. Most of the time, if a man tell you he going somewhere with his boys, and you see him on a picture on social media, something by himself, and he might have he might be holding a fishing pole, but guess what? More than likely, he took a woman fishing. More than likely, I ain't saying all the time, but more than likely, he took a woman fishing. Sisters, I mean brothers, if this woman tell you she going on a girl trip with a lot of women, and you see her, if y'all Facebook friend or whatever you want to call it, Instagram or whatever, and you see her on the picture mostly by herself, beside with her girls, she with Winston in Jamaica. That's Stella. Your girl Stella, she is in Jamaica with Winston. That's her girl trip. They say what if you're in the United States, they say whatever go on in Vegas, stay in Vegas. Whatever go in Jamaica, stay in Jamaica, man. Now there's sometimes some guy, let me hip you to this too, sister. Let me hip you to this. Sometimes guys would take a group, they would call it men trip, right? Listen to me carefully. Sometimes the men that go on men trip, they all the boys, they in cahoots with each other, and they taking their side women's with them. You all didn't think about that, did you? They taking their side women's with them. Now they might be holed up with the boys and stuff, but you don't know about the side women. And brother, let me tell you about this too. Some of those women that go on girl trip, you might see them, you know, like this. They might be had their little wine glass and stuff. By the way, this is the wine glass, but this water, brother. So don't ever think this wine what I'm drinking, okay? You may see your girl, brother. She might be on the beach with a little straw, and she might be stirring it like this. And you see her little girls, and they take selfies with one another. But guess what? Sometimes they go in there for some action, or sometimes they got their side dudes, and you don't know it. I'm not saying that you can't go on no men trip, on no women trip. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is why you don't go, sister, why he don't never ask you to go on no fishing trip? Brother, why she don't never ask you to go to an island with her? Have you ever noticed that? You are an option. Sister Teresa said, what a beautiful woman like you doing on an island like this. Yeah, that's what Winston would say. Hey, lady, my name is Winston. What's your name? My name is Stella. Stella. I like that name, man. Just think about it. Another way to tell you that you're an option, and they trying to lead a relationship. That man or that woman, they always like to start arguments, especially on the weekends and holidays. Those are the key things. Weekend and holiday. They try to come up with some type of elaborate argument. You know why they try to come up with some type of elaborate argument? So they can grab the keys and say something. Look, I'm out of this. I'm so tired of you. I'm out. They're gonna find something real wrong. Sister, you could be cleaning up and he come visit you. It's your house and you got a clean house. And he see one piece of lint on your floor. A little piece of lint that you could barely see. And then he start fussing with you. Why this house so messed up? And you want to, what you talking about? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. And you said, look at what? Look at that. Then he pick it up off the floor. You could barely see it. And he show you this lint. You a filthy woman. And he trying to get you engaged in an argument. So when you say, hey, it ain't no big deal. My house is clean. It's just a piece of lint. And he said, look, you nasty. I'm tired of this. Then it's a holiday. He gone for the holiday. Or it's a weekend. He gone. You call him. You text him. He don't respond. Brothers, she come to your house. She come to your house. You looking at CNN. Or you looking at a football, basketball game. She and you in there chilling out, right? And she walking around your apartment or your house, and you looking at it, and she come on in, and you looking at CNN or something like that, right? And she walking around, and you could tell something wrong, cause you could tell how her behavior, right? And if you have discernment, you'll be able to say, oh, she about to start some crap, right? I could have said some meal, but the Lord won't want me to say that word. But anyway, she walking around. Then let's say, for example, you all into a football game. In my case, let's say your brother Tony was single. Your brother Tony was single. And when your brother Tony is single, listen up. I'm looking at Tampa Bay driving up the field on the Atlanta Falcons with 3 seconds left in the game. And they're on the 5-yard line, 1 play left. She come and get the remote. Tom Brady take the snap from the center. Tom Brady had one look. Tom Brady cock his arm back, and the next thing you know, the TV got changed to the decoration channel or the house modeling channel. And you say, well, why you change the channel? You saw me looking at the game. That ain't important. Why you have to look at everything you want to look at? I'm tired of every time I come over here, you looking at football. Game over. And then she throw the remote at you. She just throw the remote at you. And so she said, look, I'm tired of this crap. I'm out. It's the weekend. She bounced on you. And you said, look, you ain't got to do all this. So you call her and text her. She won't even answer the phone knowing. So you might want to talk to her because you said this is some silly stuff. You want to do a drive-by. You get in your car because you want to get to the bottom of it. You want to see what's going on. You go to her house. It's Friday night. You go to her house that night, Friday night. Because you said, we got to resolve this because this is stupid. You go, her car is not there. You call and text her. She don't respond. Saturday, you go by her house. She don't call. She don't answer phone or text. Sunday, you know she go to worship, and you say, I know where I can catch her at. I can catch her at worship, but you wait and you go where she go to worship. You don't even see her car there. Then Monday morning, she call you and say, what you doing, big head? Like nothing didn't happen. You are an option. Number 11. When you want to talk about problem in the relationship, they gaslight you. Teresa said Green Bay Packers. All right. When you, brother, and you, sister, want to discuss your relationship problem with you, he or she gaslight you. You be stating some true facts, what's going on in the relationship. And while you are stating some things that are going on in the relationship, guess what they do? They gaslight you. They make it seem like you crazy. They make it seem like you getting this all wrong. It's not like that. It's like this. And you know what? Sometimes, brother and sister, they might be successful at gaslighting you because you know what you want to do? You want to have peace. And you see, That's the move, the classic move of a narcissist man or a narcissist woman. This man or woman, they thinks that the world revolves all around them. They the star of the relationship. You are not the star. You're not even a you're not, you won't even get the award for the best actor or actress in that show. And they will gaslight you. They will make it seem like you the crazy. But let me tell you something, my brother and sister. When you're call yourself in a relationship with a man and woman, I'm talking primarily to you single brother and sister, and they start gaslighting you, you got to remember, you are option. Because it goes back to they trying to start an argument to do that dirty stuff, what they got going on. They want to be able to do what they want to do. You are nowhere on the top of their priority list. Nowhere on the top of their priority list. Number 12, he or she will belittle you. After they gaslight you, they will belittle you. What do I mean by belittle you? That man does not care if he break your heart with his words. That woman don't care if she try to bring you down and talk to you like a little boy. For example, sister, this man talked to you. Once upon a time, he used to tell you how attracted you were, right? And you haven't changed that bit. Then he started talking about, you sure is fat. Why don't you do something about those cellulites? How you doing, Sister Mary? Welcome to the Tonight Dinner Table. He'll say stuff like, you need to go work out. He'll tell you, and you know the thing about some men that tell women that they need to go work out. Guess what? Some of these guys, they have real big beer bellies like they pregnant. But they're going to tell you that you need to go work out. And then they'll tell you, the other women that I had in the past, they didn't have no cellulites. They weren't fat. You need to go on the weight. And you've been doing the same way like you were yesterday. You might gain 2 pounds or whatever, but you had those cellulites when he met you and he seen it. You had that cellulite when he saw you on the beach. You had it then and he seen it, but he walked over to you and talk about he want to get with you, right? And then some of you brothers, you let some of these ladies belittle you. You got an honest job, but you don't make 6 figures, right? And you trying to be your best. And your best may be the manager at Burger King. That's your best. How you doing, Facebook user? How you doing? Your best, brother, you might have a good, honorable job. And like I say, and I'm not trying to be fun, you might be the manager or the district manager of Burger King, but you're not a corporate man. And she belittle your job because she got a PhD. And she talk about you, so she said you country, you don't do this and that. But when you first met her, she didn't have that. She didn't have that high paying job. But when she started getting some money and things started getting funny, and then she started looking at you and start belittling the money, that money that you were helping her pay her rent with when you didn't have to do it. But now she have moved on up to the top, to that big deluxe apartment in the sky. Her name is Weezy Jefferson. So she done moved on up in you. She want to kick you out, Bentley. She want to kick you out. He want to kick you out. You're an option because they're looking for somebody else. Or if they're not looking for someone else, they got someone else. You are an option. Number 13, he or she get cold and hot with you. Have you ever seen these men or women, they be up one day and they down one day? You can't even, on their good day, you say, I hope this be a good day. I hope this be a good day. Then the next day they flip on you. They go from one extreme to the other. It's not no middle in between with them. They are hot and cold. They are double-minded. They have you up and they have you down. They have you just like this, like a slinger. They have you just like a slinger. You going up and down, up, or a scale that they got you going up and down. Or like the what? Or I think the Gap Band had this song called "You Got Me Going in Circles." You all remember that song? I think it's a Gap Band. You got me going in circles. They got you going in circles. You know why they got you going in circles? Because they got a little narcissist in them. You are an option. Number 14. He or she react quickly to someone else's request and your request. If another person asks them to do something, if a family member, friend asks that man that you're supposed to be in a relationship to do something, he responds quickly to their request. Brother, that woman does the same thing. You ask her to do something, but if somebody call her from her family friend, she responds quickly to their request. You know why? Because you're not that important in their relationship. You are actually a standby. 15. He or she always making up excuses when they ghost you for a couple of days. You know what I mean by ghosting? It's like they left the planet, but you might still see them on Facebook. You call them, you text them, they don't respond. You might even want to do a drive-by and go to their house. I don't advise doing no drive-by, because you do a drive-by. That's right, Sister Teresa, like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. That's how they do, up and down. You go by there, because I'm telling you something, my brother and sister. When your discernment gonna tell you some stuff going down. You might can't put your finger on it, but you know something going on. They make up excuses and they ghost you. They disappear for weeks at a time. And then the man might call you and text you and say, he might call you and say, what you doing? Like nothing didn't happen. Or he may text you and say, what you doing? WYD. He'll text you at 12 a.m. at night, what you doing? And then brothers, this is how the women would do. They be disappeared for days and weeks at a time. Then they may call you or text you and say, what you doing, big head? Like nothing didn't happen. You know why? Because you, my brother, and you, my sister, was an option. It always go back to this, my brother and sister, like the Lord Jesus said in Luke 6:31, Luke 6:31, Luke 6:31. It's called the golden rule. Do unto others as you will want them to do unto you. I'm telling you, my brother and sister, do not go by your feelings, that gut feeling, your intuition and all that. Never go by that. What you need is discernment. Discernment comes directly from God. If you, brother, and if you, sister, are a son or daughter of God, whatever you ask God, He's going to give it to you. The first thing you ask God for, my brother and sister, is wisdom. What is wisdom? True wisdom is the ability to see things from God's point of view. That's what you want to be able to see. You want to see things from God's point of view, especially another man and a woman that you're dealing with. And God will show you the red flags. Everything that I just named tonight, my brother and sister, all of those were what I call red flags. I gave you all 15 red flags to observe. And if you experience these type of red flags, you are an option. You know why you're an option, my brother and sister? This is why you're an option. You went into the relationship, won that relationship. You wanted the relationship. You didn't need it. That person that you got a relationship want, it could come and go for him or her. Him or her, it was not invested in a relationship. You were doing all the investing in a relationship. He or she would not even meet you halfway. You were trying to force the relationship. For whatever reason, you were trying to force it. And that goes to you got soul tied with that man, sister, or brother, you got soul tied with that woman. And it's hard to let go. because you've been bamboozled. You've been whip-appealed. You got deceived on the highest and deeper level. What you did not know, my brother and sister, is bigger than what you observe with your eyes. That's why you have to use discernment. If you were to use your discernment, my brother and sister, you know what you would have detected? Brother, you would have detected that that woman is a daughter of Satan. Yeah, she was a gorgeous, fine, pretty devil, wasn't she? And sister, you got deceived because this was a son of Satan. He was tall, dark, and handsome, right? And had some money. But he was the son of Satan. Let me tell you something, my brothers and sisters. Listen up carefully. Don't hear me. Listen up. Satan offered Jesus the world. That was one of Satan's temptation when Jesus was in the wilderness. He offered Jesus the world. He said, if you just bow down to me, I will give you the world. And it's true. Because Satan is the prince of this world. The Bible even said, if you don't believe me, look up in the Bible. It said the prince of this world, which is Satan. How this system ran is all by Satan. You know how Satan got it? Adam and Eve gave him the keys to it. Because God gave Adam and Eve the keys to the world. They turned around and gave Satan the keys to the world. Jesus had to come into the world and take those deeds back from Satan when he died on the cross. Jesus had to take it back. That's what you call redeem. It's just like you were in a pawn shop. Jesus had to come and reclaim you. Jesus had to pay the price, his blood, to get you out of the pawn shop or the grips of Satan. And some of you brothers and some of you sisters, Satan's son got a grip on you. Satan's daughter got a grip on you. You not only are you soul tied, you spiritual tied to a spirit, one of Satan's spirits. You got to understand that you know, I talk a lot about soul tied, but it's a little deeper than soul tied. Some of you brothers, some of you sisters, you are addicted to that spirit in that man or woman. I'm letting you in on it. Now I'm getting a little deep on it. That man or woman got a spirit. Every man and every woman got a spirit. Every man, brother, sister, you either got the spirit of Christ or the spirit of Satan. That man or woman that you deal with got the spirit of Christ or spirit of Satan. But everyone has a soul. But everyone doesn't have the same spirit. That's why you need discernment, my brother and sister. If you do not have discernment, you will send yourself up for a fall. If God gives you discernment and you start going by your feelings or your gut feelings, you going to fall. You going to get into an unequally yoked relationship with a man or woman that is from the pits of hell. Don't you realize, my brother and sister, that this world is ran by the spiritual world? Some of you think that Joe Biden run the United States. Some of you think that Congress run the United States, don't you? Some of you think that the Senate run the United States, don't you? No. They don't. A lot of those men and women, they are puppets in Satan's hand. Principalities. We struggle not against flesh and blood. You got to understand it, my brother and sister. We war not against flesh and blood. It's a spiritual warfare. Do you not know that Satan got his little imps appointed to every country in this world? God allows Satan to do what he's doing. But Satan have a limitation. You all got to understand this. The spiritual world run this world. When Jesus was down here, you all recognize what Jesus said. Jesus said this. Jesus always said, I'm about my Father's business. The first time Jesus said that documented was when he was 12 years old. When Jesus was 12 years old, remember Mary and Joseph and a whole bunch of the Jewish people, they went to Jerusalem to do their thing, right? So they left. They were 3 days into their journey, and Mary and Joseph, remember, where Jesus at? And they asked different people, you seen Jesus? You seen Jesus? You seen Jesus? Jesus was 12 years old. You seen Jesus? You seen Jesus? Everybody said, no. Then you know they said, we got to go back. They discovered that Jesus was not with them 3 days, so it took them 3 days to get back, right? So when they got back, they found Jesus in the temple being questioned by wise men, these religious men, right? Jesus, 12 years old, being talked to by these men. Whatever question they asked Jesus, he answered their question. And they were blown away by a 12-year-old boy. But what they did not understand, that Jesus was the Son of God. Jesus is God himself in the flesh. Jesus is God. When I said God, my brother, so you got to understand that God is one, but God is a title. You got to understand that God is a title. Like Joe Biden, his name is Joe Biden, but his position is president. God is a title. You have 3 personalities in that Godhead. I have God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. Jesus told Mary and Joseph, Mary say, son, why you do this to us? And you know what Jesus said? I was about doing my Father's business. He was not disrespecting Joseph. Joseph was Jesus' stepfather. But what Jesus do? He humbled himself and went back with Joseph and Mary at 12 years old. And then Jesus, every now and then, you always heard Jesus refer back to his Father, right? Brothers and sisters, that's the first thing you all have to do. You have to connect your relationship with Jesus first. Before you connect, brother, with a woman, or sister, before you connect with a man, your connection need to be with the Master, Lord Jesus. If your relationship was with Lord Jesus, get what Lord Jesus will do. He will give you the desires of your heart. He will give you the desires of your heart. It's something I want to tell you all. Hold on for one moment. You all check this out. Go to Ecclesiastes 26:23. Ecclesiastes 26:23. Ecclesiastes 26:23. Listen to me carefully. If you don't remember nothing but what I said, listen to this. Ecclesiastes 26:23. Ecclesiastes 26:23. While I keep saying that, because I want you all to look at it when you get time. This is what it said. King Solomon wrote this. He was inspired by the Spirit of God to write this. This is what King Solomon said. A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, but a godly woman is given to him that fears the Lord, and it's vice versa. It could be a wicked man is given as a portion to a wicked woman, but a godly man finds a woman that fears the Lord. So what am I saying? That's what I was telling you, brother and sister. It's deeper than soul tie. We're talking about spirit. A wicked woman is supposed to go with a wicked man. The classic example is Jezebel and Ahab. Jezebel was a wicked woman, even though she had a title as a queen. Ahab was one of the most wicked kings of Israel. So they went together. Peanut butter and jelly. They went together. Brother, if you try to get with a Jezebel, that's like water and oil. It won't go. Sister, if you try to get with a man like Ahab, water and oil does not go. God have it said like this. A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man. That's what a wicked man deserves, a wicked woman. But a godly woman is given to a man that fears the Lord. Or like I say, a godly man findeth a woman. The Bible says a man that findeth a wife, findeth a good thing, and get favor from the Lord. Now, there's some of you might be saying, well, it's a lot of men that marry. Do that mean that they fear the Lord and all that? No, because God does not put all men and women together. Let me tell you something, my brother and sister. Listen to what I'm about to say. Some of the people that you see in person, even some people in your family, even some of your friends that are married, even some people that be flexing on Facebook and social media, God did not put majority of those relationships together. Listen to what I'm saying. People that be flexing in person, people that be flexing on social media, some of your family and friends that are married, God did not put all those relationships together. So some of you brothers and sisters, do not be envious of when a man and woman are married. You don't know what's going on behind those walls. It could be a wicked man and a wicked woman. You know what the Bible say? The Bible say that Satan transformed himself into an angel of light. You know, Satan is a counterfeit. He tried to look good. You see, Satan don't walk around with a red uniform on and horns and stuff like that. He doesn't operate like that. Satan was one of the most beautiful creation that God made. If you study, God describes Satan. Satan was over the music in heaven, or we could say media. What do I mean by music and media? Look at the world now. Look at what's going on TV. Look at what's going on movies. Look what is written in books. Listen to what's going on the radio and everything. A lot of satanic stuff is in it. Satanic stuff get more attention than godly stuff. You notice somewhere like at the Grammys and stuff, they give all the big, they acknowledge gospel real small. They might not even show the people that win the gospel award at the Grammy. Have you all ever noticed that? They have the secular music and stuff. They get all the praise and stuff. The only way they're going to have a gospel, the gospel people, they got to have their own little thing together, right? Or they're giving them the award off camera, basically. Things that are godly are not appealing to the world. Wicked men wicked men are appealing to women. Wicked women are appealing to men. What do I mean by that? It's sad to say, some of my sisters, wicked men appeal to some of you all. What do I mean by wicked men? They look good, they tall, dark, and handsome. They may have money, they may have prestige, position, and all that. They look appealing to some of you sisters, right? Some of you brothers, some of these women that look good, got a fine shape. She might have her thing going on and stuff. That appeals to you, right? That kind of stuff appeals to you. All what's glitter is not gold. That man or that woman, my brother and sister, they are the forbidden fruits. Jesus said that you could tell a tree by the fruit that it bears. That's what Jesus said. You could tell a tree by the fruit it bears. There are some walking trees. There are some walking men trees. There are some walking women trees. And the fruit that they bears come out of their mouth, and you watch how they operate. That's telling you something. Whatever they do come from the mind first and the heart. Then they will talk. You listen to how they talk and what type of conversation they talk about. Look at where they go. Look at how they dress. They are manifesting their fruit from their father Satan. Those are the men and women that are on the broad way that lead to destruction. But brother and sister, you are on the narrow way that leads to life. Brother and sister, you are like a salmon. What do I mean by that? I don't mean you smell like a salmon. This is what I mean. Salmons, if you know this, my brother and sister, salmons, they swim opposite of the current. Regular fish swim with the currents. Salmon swim against the currents. If you are son or daughter of God, my brother and sister, you bear spiritual fruits. A good tree cannot produce bad fruit, and a bad tree cannot produce good fruits. You have to understand it, my brothers and sisters. You got to understand, if you get this twisted and you are single and you want to and you desire to be in a relationship with a man or woman, you're going to end up with a half-baked zero. And a lot of you, brothers and sisters, you are in a relationship with an ungodly man or ungodly woman because of how he or she look, or what type of job he or she have, what they doing for you. But in your heart, sister, in your heart is suffering as I speak. Your heart is suffering. You have got married to a son of the devil. Some of you brothers, you want peace, and you're not in it. They don't even have peace in the Middle East, but you want peace. You come home, brother. She think that you with another woman, brother. She think that you at the bar, or you out there sitting in your garage trying to think about how you're going to go in that house. Because you know when you put one of your feet in, she's going to go off on you. And the same thing too, sister. He come home and you know you finna catch hell up in here, up in here. You know what Natalie Cole was talking about, some of you sister. I'm catching hell. Living here alone. Don't get caught with a person that have you as an option. Any man or any woman that disrespect you, my brother and sister, you are an option. Any man or woman that belittle you, this is what it is. Before I get out of here, let me hit it for those of you that came in late. Number one, you make all the contact, he or she does it. Number two, you are the one that express that you want to spend quality time with him or her. They don't have time for you. Number three, that man or woman always putting you on the schedule. They never go by your schedule. You got to go by their schedule. Number four, you are an ATM machine. They always come to you for money, but when you need help, they gone. They don't have it. They broke. Number five, he or she reach out to you only when they want to need something. When you need something, want something, they're nowhere around. When they contact you, that they always need someone, so they might even call you and say, how you doing? But they want to get to what they want to need. Because you know something up then, because you saying, I know he or she wants some. So they're trying to fill out your void to see, are you receptive to what they got to say? How's the weather over there? Oh, it's nice. By the way, since the weather's nice, I'm having bad weather over here. I need my roof fixed. Number six, he or she doesn't respond to you in a sensible time. You call them today, Wednesday, they get back with you Thursday or whenever they get ready. Number eight, when you go out, you really go out. They won't take you nowhere locally because they might get busted. They don't want people to see them with you. You are an option. Number eight, I believe eight, yeah. Okay, when he or she is around you, he or she appears to be bored. They always playing with their little telephone, right? Their telephone get more attention than you. Now I'm going to jump to number nine. He or she always have more time for their family and friends than you. They always make time for them, but never you. You always last on the totem pole. Number 10, he or she will start arguments with you to get away for the weekend or holidays. That's what they do. They start argument. Number 11, when you talk about problems in the relationship, they gaslight you. They make it seem like you the problem, you crazy. I did this or I didn't do this because you did this or you didn't do that. They're going to always flip it on you and make you think that you crazy. He or she will always belittle you. Sister, he seen you with those cellullites. Now he call you sexy. He was calling you sexy with your cellulite now, but now you unsexy, right? But that he threw those lines on you. Oh, you look sexy. But now you're unsexy. You need to lose some weight. Brother, when you were the manager at Burger King, she ate some hamburgers. Now She got her job in the corporate world, and she want to go to all these expensive places, but you just flip hamburgers. You need to get you a real job. You need to get a job like a real man, even though you're the district manager of Burger King. No disrespect, but you know what I'm talking about. She want to belittle you, and he want to belittle you. Here she hot and cold. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. They good one day, they bad one day. You don't know how they're going to come in because they up and down, double-minded. Number 14, he or she is quick to request, quick to make requests, to receive requests from others, and they operate and jump just like that. But when you make a request, they can't do it, or they put you on the back burner. I get back to you later. And the final part, he or she will make up excuses when they ghost you. But like I said, after days or weeks or months, he might call you or text your sister, what you doing if he call you, or if he text you, WYD, what you doing? And then on the flip side, brother, she might call you or text you, what you doing, big head? Now, make sure, my brother and sister, that your relationship with the Lord is your first thing on your priority list. You're not no option to Jesus. Just know that you're not an option to Jesus. And you do not have to be an option, sister, to no man. Brother, you do not have to be no option to no woman, because guess what? You are a child of God. And with that, my brother and sister, I hope that you enjoyed tonight's dinner. I hope that you enjoyed it to the fullest. I got you can take some plates home. As a matter of fact, you can take some for your friends. You don't have to clean up the table. I got that covered. I'm just glad that you came here and you enjoyed your meal tonight, so you can go and do your thing, my brothers. So those of you that are on the book, if you don't mind, like and share and make a comment. Those of you that are on the tube, if you unsubscribe, hit that subscribe button. It won't cost you anything. Like and share, make a comment. That's all I ask you to do. It's not costing you any money, my brothers and sisters. I love you, brothers. I love you, sister. And how you doing, sister India? I see you came in at the dinner table. Go ahead and get your plate too. You can sit and eat, sister. I'm glad, but you can take your plate on, okay, Cole? I'm about to clean up. I love you, brothers. I love you, sister. Peace out.